Everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of
To be in the same boat, and we're your hosts, Karina
and Erica. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's
Oh my
been a
god,
while.
it's been a while for us.
It hasn't really loud.
It hasn't really been a while for them.
No, it's been a while for the both of us.
Yeah. Last time we recorded was like more than a month ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It was like the first week of December.
Yeah.
And now we're like almost entering February. Just crazy.
Oh. Yeah, next week is February, isn't it? Shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. So how's everyone doing?
New, Erica. What's happened?
Just lost my wallet.
Okay. So, other than that,
rough start. This year so far. You mean?
Yeah, you went to Japan.
I went back home to Malaysia mainly to renew my passport because it was expiring. I feel like I wouldn't have gone back if I didn't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only renewed back for that. But then my parents, me, my brother, the whole fam, we went to Japan for a little vacation. It was after Christmas, and then we stayed for New Year's. We were in like the hot springs like area during New Year's, and this is like a whole other story, but I can like quickly summarize it. Basically, it was New Year's Eve. Everything was closed. It was like 7 p.m. We just got there. We spent I think we left our origin like place at like 8 a.m. in the morning.
Oh
to
my
take
god.
like trains and then drive to the next spot. And there were so many like complications. We got to the destination at like 8 p.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. And then the driving there, because it was winter and it got dark at like 5 p.m. We got lost because the roads were all closed.
Oh my god.
And then I had to like navigate us using like Google Maps, like because Google Maps didn't even know the roads were closed. Yeah. So I had to like look for a different route. My brother was driving, so he couldn't do it, so I had to do it, and it was like a whole thing. Anyways, we got there. Everything was closed. We couldn't eat dinner, so we had to get like Family Mart food, which was still good, but it was like New Year's Eve. We had Family Mart food for
funny.
dinner. We went back. We're like just so tired. We just had our like cup noodles and like fried chicken, and we said Happy New Year. And then my parents went to bed like 9 p.m. because they were so exhausted, and I was feeling so much FOMO because I was like, oh, it's New Year's Eve. I want to do stuff, and I like actually cried.
Oh my god, you did?
I cried like under like my sheets because my family was sleeping, so I didn't want like them to know, and I just couldn't handle it. I was so emotional for some reason.
Period.
I just like maybe I wasn't even having a period then. It was just like New Year, I think. I was crying and I couldn't do it anymore, so I left the room to go to like the lobby. I called Cam. I was like crying to him. I was like, I don't know why I'm so sad. Blah blah blah. It's New Year's Eve. I feel bad. I'm sad. Because I felt really bad that I'm like feeling this way because I'm with my family.
Yeah.
And Japan, but I'm like, I don't want to be sad. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a whole thing. And then literally the days after, I was so emotional. I cried so much already this year. It's actually crazy.
I think you cried more than I did, which is already a lot.
And I told my friends my resolution for this year is to cry more. So
I think you're just doing it.
I don't know, man. But anyways, I'm fine now. Everything's good.
Wow. Okay, no, my New Year's was emotional too, but in a very different sense. I was just.
You had a good New Year's.
I had a really good New Year's. I was with my family, which is the best way to spend my New Year's, as I said before. And then there was a surprise that I was like stressing about for so long because I was in the country for 2 weeks, and then I was lying to everyone that my other friend is staying back in Canada, but she was actually coming. So I had to like kind of plan that, and for some reason, like the day before New Year's, like 30th, I was so stressed. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like I couldn't sleep and I was so like excited, but then also like I think it was more like excited, but it just like a lot of emotions. So yeah, overall I was home this whole time. Didn't go anywhere else. Went to a lot of places back home, as you can see if you follow me on Instagram. But yeah, a lot of fun just being with my family, with my friends. And honestly, I felt like I needed it. I'm really happy I had that month of doing absolutely nothing except for podcasts once in a while. That I am back to the grind and really feeling like I needed that break to go back into this year and kind of do it.
rejuvenate.
Oh yeah,
Prep yourself for the new year.
Although it's been like a little bit more than a week that I'm back here. I'm already feeling like so tired.
Yeah. Okay. It's been exactly a week for me.
Yeah, a week and a day for me.
Like, yeah, we can day.
Like it's crazy because it feels like it's been a lot more, and then it's just, I don't know. Like obviously I'm not as tired as I will be in like whatever March, but I'm already like so stressed, and I've had this whole like I don't want to do anything. I'm so tired and all that. But then the next moment I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited about things and it's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. But then I'm like, actually, no, why did I do this to myself?
I mean, you are really busy this semester. I feel you have a lot going on. So.
But that's a thing for me, and I'm sure will resonate with a lot of people. Like, I like to be busy and keep busy, but then I make my schedule a little bit insane. Like for other people, they'll look at it and they'll be like, "What are you doing?" But then I'm like, okay, but I'm not doing like as much as this person is doing. Or like as much as like I'm still having like breaks and still having fun, and it's how it's supposed to be. But then I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that much. But then also like I feel bad for complaining about anything. Like I'm in this case competition that's gonna be for a whole semester, and I feel bad for saying anything bad about it or like talking about my work and like complaining about it because I literally did that to myself.
You signed up for it.
I signed up for it. I knew how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I made my schedule this way.
Yeah.
I know what I was going for. But then it's just those moments when you're like, okay, I'm so tired, and then I just don't want to talk to anyone about it because I feel so like people will look at me the way that are like, you did this. Like, why are you complaining?
I don't think so. I feel like it's the way you talk about it too. If you're talking about how tired you are, that's normal. Of course you're gonna be tired. You're bound to complain about like how much work it is and how tired you are. It's like if you like constantly, it's the only thing you talk about. You're like, oh, this is so annoying, this and that. If you're always doing that, maybe people are like, oh, like you signed up for it, it's like you did it to yourself. But you don't do that, so I don't think you have to overthink about it. If you need to talk about it, just talk about it. You know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's what I've been feeling like this whole week. It's not that I don't want to say like nobody understands me. Like I hate that saying, but then nobody really does. So I'm like, okay, I just rather not talk.
I mean, whatever works for you. But I can tell that you've been like really like closed off this week too.
Yeah. Oh, there are like things in the house too. Yeah, I'm just like I'd rather just kind of like
do your own thing.
Do my own thing. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. Maybe it's just like a lot of female emotions recently, but I've been feeling like it's easier for me just to like be by myself because I don't have to like pretend or put on another mask. Because like if I'm at home, I want to be. If I'm sad, I want to be sad.
Yeah.
If I'm happy, I want to be happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been dragging myself to be happy in front of other people. So I would rather just like be in my room. So that's me. That's the beginning of my semester.
So as you can see, so far so good.
So
we're really just thriving right now.
We really are. I mean, it's our last semester. Should we talk about that?
Semester, yeah.
We've been dragging this conversation.
Yeah, because we started the podcast saying how like we're going into our last year, but now we are in our last year. We're in our last semester, and I've been having like not anxiety, but like I'm so scared that I won't be able to graduate. I've been having these like thoughts. I don't know if I told you this. I had a nightmare when I was in Malaysia that the academic advisor emailed me and be like, you can't graduate this semester because you don't have enough courses and the deadline's over, so you can enroll, so you have to wait till winter to graduate. And I literally woke up in the middle of the night. I went to Mosaic and I was like, how do I enroll? And I was like, oh, it's just a dream. It's fine.
Oh my god.
That like really woke me up because I did get an email from them saying like I need one more course, but I was gonna do it like later on because there was time to do it. But then the nightmare was that I passed the deadline.
I think maybe because of that, you just kind of.
It was probably because of that.
So you'll graduate. What do you mean?
And then like 2 days ago, I was trying to apply for graduation on Mosaic, and I don't know what I saw, but it said like winter 2024. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna graduate winter. But I was like, wait, I am in winter 2024. So I've been really stressed out because I want to graduate so badly that I'm like, I'm scared anything's gonna like happen. Like something bad's gonna happen.
We'll graduate. Like all of us together will graduate.
Yeah.
Don't even.
But I'm very excited. I just want to get out of here. I've been really, really, really trying to like savor it, enjoy it.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
You just want to get out.
Yeah, like I spent so little time on campus. I haven't like been in the library. I haven't like sat somewhere for a long time. I literally just go to class. I go home. I go to the gym. That's it.
Bruh, no, same. I actually fully agree with that.
But I used to stay on campus all day, right? Go to the library, do work. Yeah. But I'm so over it. I just don't like seeing people on campus.
Oh my god, same. No, like I'm here when I have to be. Mm-hmm. The moment I don't, I'm out of here.
Go straight home. Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here, and I fully resonate with that. Yeah, that's like.
And I used to feel bad about that because I think last year I was like kind of doing it, kind of not. I would like kind of force myself to stay on campus. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, no.
No, I don't. Okay, for me, I've never thought about like, oh, you have to do it. There is a whole thing of like, because everyone else is doing it, so you're like, am I doing something wrong? Mm-hmm. But I think in general, it's whatever you're more comfortable with. Yeah. Like I feel a lot comfortable just being in their living room, mm-hmm. sitting on my laptop. I do get a lot of work done, and that's for me. Obviously, if you like, I know a lot of people who are not motivated to do anything at home. They have to go to the library, mm-hmm. or like whatever it is. For me, I'm fine. Yeah. I'd rather not leave the house at all. Yeah. Especially in this weather. Bruh, also, why is it so cold? I was like...
It was so warm today.
No, today it was. Oh. No, the moment I arrived in Canada, it was minus 20. And I was like, are you joking me right now? Yeah. Because it was cold back home, but it wasn't like that cold. No, just me.
I think like... It wasn't that, I didn't feel it was that cold just because I think Japan was cold. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't really prepared for that. Mm-hmm. So, like, I kind of went through that. And then when I was in Vancouver, that was really fucking cold. And I did not expect that at all. I was like, oh, Vancouver, I'm gonna need my puffer. It's gonna be like 2 degrees. But it was so cold. Like, the Arctic wind thingy, what was happening, it was crazy. And I was so cold. Mm-hmm. So that I wasn't prepared for. And I was like, okay, coming back here, it's gonna be like freezing, so I was like mentally prepared. But when I landed, I was like, oh, it's the same. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just like from how ready you are for this.
Yeah, I was ready for it to be like blizzard, like walking home in like the snowstorm, but it hasn't been that bad. Mm-hmm. It's just like I just hate the slushy.
Oh yeah,
it's so like to walk.
Mm-hmm. I was walking my Uggs today, and I was like, damn. Yeah, I need to clean them again. Mm-hmm. Going back to the topic of like graduation and stuff, mm-hmm. How are you like looking at your life after graduation?
I don't know.
This is the topic. Okay, just to set off the what's it called? How
set the ground.
Set the ground. We've been not talking about this in our house.
Oh yeah.
Like this is one of those like blacklist topics kind of thing. And then me and Erica haven't been talking about it at all. Yeah. And then whenever we do, we're like, okay, no, we're not gonna talk about it. It's too stressful. Yeah. But let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I mean, we kind of have talked about it in Toronto. Yeah. That was like I realized that was our first time like properly talking since we both came back. I think because we were also saving our conversations for the podcast.
Yeah,
and then we couldn't record last week, so we just like ended up not talking. But graduation, what do you mean? Like, how do I see my life after?
Yeah.
I honestly, I really don't know.
The purpose of me asking is that I want to see how we change throughout, and then what's actually gonna happen if this season's gonna be the last season for now, and then
what happens after? Yeah, I'm honestly like really, really unsure. I obviously have like this kind of like dream that I've talked about, which is like to live alone in a nice apartment, and then eventually, like before I turn 30, I'm gonna move to New York and like try and live there for a bit. And I have all this like kind of like, I want to say dreams, and then like working in like luxury fashion marketing. But the longer I've thought about it, the longer I've been in school, the more I've like, I guess, lived. I realized that I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm able to do it anymore. I like low key am giving up on the dream. I just like.
No,
I
you're
just,
not 30, Erica. You have time.
I know, but I'm just thinking like, I don't think it's possible. I don't think I can do it.
It's crazy.
And then, so I'm probably moving to Vancouver, right? And then find a job there and stuff. And I'm really like I think my biggest fear right now is that I'm gonna cry again. I think my biggest fear right now is I'm gonna move to Vancouver. I'm gonna get a job, and then I'm just gonna like settle, and then just like be comfortable, and then not wanting to like explore other things anymore. That's my biggest fear, and like I feel like that might happen to me, and I really really don't want it to happen.
I feel like if you're already talking about how scared you are of settling, you're not gonna settle.
I guess so.
Like, that's a thing for me. Like, I feel like if you already know that this might happen, you're kind of aware of it. You're not gonna let it happen. Or if it does happen, you'll catch yourself in that position. You'll try to do everything else to like change that up. And like knowing you as a person, I don't think you will necessarily like fully give up on your dreams. It's hard to like keep that in yourself, like still belief and stuff. But then also like think about everything you achieved so far.
I do think about it, and I'm like, what have I achieved so far?
No, but like not like comparing yourself to other people. I'm just saying like you,
alone.
Erica, you like moved halfway through the earth, then moved to another place fully alone. And like you did this internship. If even if we're not talking about internship, we were bored. We created a podcast, and then you were in this club. You have this like, you have all these skills. You really do. That it's not like, I know it's so easy to get into like, oh, I'm not doing enough comparing to other people, but then again, you did a lot already.
I feel like with what I think is like, I think I am doing stuff, but I can't help but think like there are just like so many people. That's the thing. There's just so many people who have all these experiences. They've done all these things. They have all these like backgrounds, and I just don't have those. And I feel like no matter how much I try, how much I do, it's like I will never get there. And I know all these are just like, I'm just saying it and like whatever, but it's also just like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes that I'm not really good at just like expressing what I can do, and like that loses like a lot of opportunities for me. Yeah, like not being able to express myself. I feel like that is something that I want to work on.
See, I think like if you're aware, that's already a big step.
I guess.
Like if you okay, I've gotten that from, I had a coach session yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of things she told me, or like the conversation was leading the way that I was saying things to her, and she was like, okay, you already know this, so just apply
Do something about it.
And I was like, true. And she was like, you're a very self-aware person. And I think a lot of it came from the podcast just because we talk so much. Well, first of all, I'm an overthinker as it is, but then because we talk it through, and that's the way I understand like a lot of things, a lot of concepts or emotions, like that really helps me to, okay, if I know this, why would I do something about it? Like if you know you're not like enough for yourself, what do you need to do to be enough? You can change your past. That's just it is what it is. But you can change your future. That's so like corny, but
it's true.
It's true. And like giving up on your dreams, that's like one of the scariest things.
What else did you talk about in your like coaching session?
I mean, a lot of it was really concentrated about teamwork and the competition that I'm in. But a lot of the things that I was saying, I don't know if she says this to everyone, like, I can't really compare. Maybe she was just like, that's her job to be that way. But it felt like therapy session. And she was like saying that, okay, with you saying this, do you think, like, how would you change yourself to get into that?
Yeah.
Or like, let's have an example of you actually saying this to this person. I was like, damn. And it really puts you into perspective of like, okay, one thing I learned from my coach session is that a lot of things we think about other people, it's not actually true. She told me that apparently brain has this thing of like, when somebody says something in a certain way, the first emotion that we get, like we feel, we just stick with it. We can't change it. That's why there's so many like complications arise in a group work, because somebody said it in a like maybe not the nicest way, and you're like, oh my god, this person hates me. Maybe not. Maybe they were just genuinely asking. So, like, I think for me, it's just not like, first of all, putting my ego down, and then second of all, just like really being open to how other people are saying it and not being scared of asking. You said it this way. Did you mean it like that, or did you mean it like that? That's what I learned yesterday. It really helped me because I was stressed about the competition. But yeah. It was nice.
I think a part of me, like, the stress comes from just like my fear of making the wrong decision. I feel like because
same.
One of the biggest decisions I made was to come here, right?
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I've always thought about like that being a wrong decision. And then I guess that was like my first main step, the first big step. And I think my second big step is now post-grad, moving somewhere and doing something. That's like my second big step. And I'm really scared that whatever decision I made, or whatever decision I make, is gonna be like the quote unquote wrong one. Which I know is also kind of dumb to say because there's no wrong decisions. You have to like learn and grow, whatever the fuck. I know all that, but it's just like after like I don't know, just 4 years here, I always think I thought about this yesterday too with Kimmy. I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I made the wrong decision to come here. She was asking me, she's like, do you ever feel that way? And I was like, yes, I think about it all the time, and she also thinks about it all the time. But for her, it's like she's gonna come to Canada anyway because she has a passport. But for me, I literally had the option to go anywhere in the world, and I chose to come here. And then I'm not saying I regret it, but I just can't help but think about like all the possibilities or all like the different options I could have had. So I just want to like really make sure I'm making the right choice and that I explore all my options and I don't just like settle for one and just go for it and just like not think about anything else.
I think you already said it. Like, very important is explore your options. And for like you're choosing Canada, you can really go back and change it.
Yeah. So this one,
try and do it now. Yeah. See, you learned something from it.
I guess
you know your mistake.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna say is that I'm not gonna be like, oh no, you can't make the wrong decision. Like, you know, all of this. We all know all of this. I'll just say one thing is that everything happens for a reason.
That's true.
Honestly,
that is
if something goes wrong in my life, I stand by that. When out in that episode, if somebody hasn't seen that episode, please watch it. I am not joking when I say, like, if something goes wrong in my life, or I'm like, did I make this right? Did I do this right? Did I do enough? I'm like, you know what? Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And also, one of the things that stuck with me from our podcast is what our guest Maya said. You just have to put 100% in, and just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, it never was supposed to. Yeah. Like, I don't want to say you'll never move to New York, but if you never do,
it's just not meant to.
It's just not meant to be.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be happier in whatever other place you'll be. Yeah. And whatever other life you'll have. Obviously, I feel like if you are feeling unhappy, you need to do something about it. But I think what we do a lot as a generation in general is always strive for the best and be the bestest out of everyone else in the world, which is literally impossible. You can't be the prettiest, the smartest, the best marketing person ever. So that's why I try to like compare it to myself.
Yeah.
How was I a year ago?
There's so many things going through my head right now. Like, it's actually crazy. It's like,
yeah, same. Like, I was out on a call with my friend the other day, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, and I was saying this and that, and then we were jumping. Like, I was not even him. I was jumping topics so fast. He was like, "Wait,
calm down."
You were just talking about like 5 things," and I was like, "Cause I don't know." But also apparently that's what I learned about myself from this coaching session. Apparently, I'm this type of person who can't work on one thing for a very long time. Like, I'm very much like, I need a lot of things to be the most efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm kind of the same way too.
Like, when I only had school, I think I was a vegetable. I was like barely surviving.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of like, obviously I was fine and all, and I had a lot of fun, but I was really like comparing a lot myself to a lot of people, and that's not nice. Like, I don't do that right now, because I'm like, I do that, everyone does it, but not as much, and I just feel a lot more comfortable going out there, going to the world, and saying like, oh yeah, like, I have work, whatever it is. Yeah. So
I mean, that's true. Let's just reflect and think more positively and see like how far we both come. I'm just thinking like when we're both in our apartment, like second year, your like main thing was that you felt that you weren't doing enough. You wanted to go get into all these clubs. Remember that? You were like always talking to me how like you were doing all these interviews and no one's taking you and you just want to be in a club. That was your thing. My thing was like I just feel like I want to do fashion marketing. I want to get into the industry and know some people. And I was like getting rejections. And we both did it. So I think that's a huge step. That's a huge win for both of us.
100%.
Yeah. So I think just like reminding ourselves that is a good thing too.
Like,
because I forget it a lot. I'm like,
same.
I have this, but like, what does that mean? But I'm like, okay, 2 years ago, this is all I wanted.
Exactly. Like, it's so funny how looking back, you're like, oh, this is the life I wanted. I wanted to be her. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I did become her in the period of time that I wanted to, like, that already puts me into perspective, thinking like, okay, if I want to be this person in 5 years, and knowing that I did everything that I did before, maybe I can. Like, right now, it's just the path is very unclear of how I'll do that or be that. Like, if you tell me 2 years ago that I'm in a case competition,
you're president of a club.
I'm a president of a club. I'll be like, huh, you're joking. Mm-hmm. Like, but now, I am all those things. Mm-hmm.
And you were others too. You were in the like events coaching for a different club.
Yeah, like, I did a lot of things that
so much. Yeah.
Like, if I look back on it in like my first year, I'd be like, really? You did this?
That was your goal and you achieved it.
Exactly. So it's just like, okay, I did this. What seemed impossible back then, if something seems impossible right now, maybe I can achieve it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's just really just doing everything you could. I never gave up.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I always, with all the rejections I've gotten a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, if we're talking like clubs or even jobs, to be honest, I've never gave up. So, never give up, people. You'll get what you want.
Yeah, we will get what we want. It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time.
If you put in the work, something good will happen.
I think I had it on my phone, like, background last year. Everything in time.
I had that too. I had the same one.
So, I made a new one. I made a new vision board for this year, and we'll see how it goes.
I don't know if I will.
But yeah, that's fun.
Oh yeah, I've been collecting like little thoughts that I have throughout my days for like podcasts, whatever. But the first one I wrote was, I was like in Malaysia. I was renewing my passport. I don't know if did I tell you the story about like renewing my passport?
Yeah, you called me. Yeah, about the photo.
Oh yeah, I was a mess. I also cried that day, and then I wrote down, I feel like an outsider in my home country. That was like, I was renewing my passport. It was a whole thing. I went with my mom because I am horrible at like Malay, and everyone there speaks Malay. Anyways, so I go, and the whole process, like the waiting time, I had to like step outside, cried. I called Cam, and I was like, everyone hates me here. I feel like I'm not like, they just don't see me as like Malaysian, whatever, blah blah blah. Anyways, so that was the whole story. But I just felt like that because, again, it's like the more I stay in Canada, the more I feel.
The less you feel Malaysian.
The less I feel Malaysian, but also I definitely don't feel Canadian at all. I'm just saying when I go back home, it's like everything's so like unfamiliar. The language, sometimes people are just like not the nicest.
It's like, okay, the way I see it is that the more time you spend not home, the more you miss it. But at the same time, you go back home and more of a stranger you are.
Exactly. Because I have like, the more I miss it, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go back. I have all these expectations. I'm so excited. But once I get there, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because you like see all of those bad things even worse. Because before, I think it's just like, you got used to those.
Yeah.
So, like, if you spoke to that lady maybe when you were in high school, you'd be like, whatever.
It's normal.
Like, it's normal. The norm becomes different, especially when, like, the culture is very different here, when everyone is so nice to you all the time, that when you see that, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I feel that, too. I felt that a lot last year, not necessarily this year, because I spent my whole summer there. But I think it's pretty common for international students to kind of feel like that. Just like, who am I?
Like your identity.
Where do I belong?
Yeah, for sure.
I struggle a lot with that too. And do you want to feel Malaysian?
Yeah, I don't want to feel like a stranger in my own country. You know?
I don't, honestly. Same. I always want to feel Catholic, even though I'll never like feel 100% Catholic, whatever that means. But yeah, you never want to feel weird when you're home. Yeah, you want to feel home. So
some period.
I don't know. This time for me, it was like, I think a lot. For me this year and this time at home was like, I feel so like I'm trying to take the best out of both worlds, and I've been trying to do that. Like, okay, I like this about Kazakhstan, and like I am some specific way, not very Canadian necessarily in Canada, so I'll be this way because it's me. But then going back to Kazakhstan, I'm like, I'm gonna appreciate all the time that I was in Canada for, and I will be this specific way because it's a part of my identity now. I think because of the episode that we have with Kimmy as well, like a lot of it, I'm just like, I'm not one, like I don't belong to one place only. I'm sure in like 5-10 years, if I drive back to Hamilton for some reason, I don't know why, but if for some reason it happens, I will feel a little bit like, oh, this feels like a little bit like home. I spent my 4 years here. I changed fully as a person here. So then obviously when you go back home, you spend your whole like whatever 16, 17 years there. That's very different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think for me, it's always home is about people. Like I feel home because my family is there.
Yeah.
I think if they move eventually, it will feel like home either way. I grew up there. I know every street kind of thing. And a lot of my friends are there. But if my close family moves somewhere else, that place will become home. Even if I've never been there. So.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say, I want to say this in the beginning. When we were talking about like us not talking about moving and like graduation and stuff.
Did we actually talk about it? We did.
Kind of. I asked you.
Okay.
I guess. No, but when Erica just arrived, she arrived like early in the morning. It was like 8 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping because of the jet lag.
Yeah.
And I was just checking her location. And I'm just weird. But then she came and we were like so happy and stuff. And then she's unpacking. And then I saw this look on your face when you're like stressed. And you're
really?
like, yeah. And you're like, so I don't know. Like I was like talking to Kim about like after grad and this and that. And then you casually said like moving there. And I was like, okay. And then that got me into like 2 hours of complaining to my friend of how I'm like, like, because I didn't think about graduation at all this whole time at home, even though people asked me, like, oh, what are you doing? Are you staying? And I was like, oh, I'll figure it out later. And then the plan that we made back in, like, whatever, September, I think.
Which still stands, by the way.
Kind of. Not really, but kind of. And we recorded, I think, the next day as well. So I was like, oh, I think I had that in the back of my head whenever people asked me, and I was so calm about it because of that. Because you know I'm an anxious person.
Yeah.
When we talked about this and you told me this, and I was just like, I think me not thinking about it, because I made myself not think about it, and then you saying that, and then that plan got touched, and then I started thinking about it, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I have no place to go. Nobody needs me. Nobody wants me. And like, I felt so like unneeded. Like, I felt so useless in this world.
No.
I was literally like, it's funny now, but back those 2 hours or like 3, whatever, I went back to my room and I was just like, I was on the call because I was like, nobody needs me and wants me in this country. Like, I am, like, I can work and stuff, but I will not be happy. And I was
that
like,
what you're talking about to your friends?
Yeah. I was like, there's no point of me being in this country. And I was just like,
not true.
I was literally like, because also like a lot of conversation I have with my friends is like, okay, who are you're really close with in Canada? And it's funny because everyone knows you, like they really, really know you. Everyone else is just like faces or like kind of names.
Same with my friends. Everyone likes one.
Yeah, but everyone's like, oh yeah, Erica.
Yeah.
And then I was like, honestly though, like not really. Like I think I have like you, Ali, who's back home right now, and then like our roommates, but like I don't know how that will go when we move out. So I was like, that's it. That's literally it. And I'm the type of person who I was crying when she was leaving for exchange.
Oh yeah.
So like I felt so like almost to extent that I don't want to, you know, as you were saying, like you don't want to give up on your dreams, but I'm scared that I'll have to give up on my dreams because of my well-being. Like I don't think I'll be fine, or like, yeah, I don't think I'll be fine if I'll be like alone. And a lot of this is like exaggerating a bit because we don't know. What if I find my friend, whatever, I find someone that I'll be really comfortable with at work or whatever it is. But like now looking at it and really like putting weights on my options, that makes me really scared. Because I'm a people person, and because a lot of time, like what you and Kimia were saying in the podcast of how you guys moved like there and so much, and like traveling alone. And like for me, I think it's like I wanted to go on exchange initially, but now I think back on it and I'm like, could I have done it? I'm not sure. And then for me, it also I don't want to hang on to people. Like I don't want to like cling on to someone and just be like, okay, I'm doing everything that person is doing, and I will choose whatever they're choosing, even though maybe it's not the best option for me, but I'll do that because I think I'll be happier. Maybe I won't be, but the idea of me being alone again, I did that 3 years ago when I moved here, and I cried every day. I can't go through that again. And then just like that idea, I was just like, and I was going on and on about those 2 hours about how I feel so unloved and all that. Like I think everyone went into that. And not to be ungrateful, I definitely have my family that loves me and always waits for me, but I also know that they want more from me. They don't want me to settle. But yeah, so that's what I've been feeling, and I've been just like honestly ignoring the thought. I am just being so delusional right now. I'm like, okay, just focus on this. I'm like, competition, I'll just focus on that.
Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what you need to do.
I can't do it. Like if I start thinking about it, I don't think I'll leave my room. Like, it's so bad. Just like I woke up, I think the other day, and I was just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, there is no point of doing this. Because I don't know, it's just like I don't feel loved. I don't feel needed. I've been feeling very
false.
I've been feeling very excluded recently. And I go back to thinking, like, if I feel that way, a lot of times I think you make yourself that way. Like, I can be in that conversation if I want to, but for me, it just feels like nobody wants me in that conversation. And I feel like for me, I really need that. I need to be needed there. Or I feel like a stranger. I feel like an intruder. Like, even in the house. That's also a reason why. We had this joke about people going out without me.
Oh.
That also went into that. I think that's why I reacted so the way I reacted. It's because I've just been feeling so irrelevant. So.
Goddamn. We're really just dumping everything on this podcast.
Yeah.
We really needed this. Both of us.
I think we did.
But yeah. No, the reason why I guess I didn't think or know that you weren't thinking about it, the whole graduation thing. So that's why I said it so casually, because that's the only thing that's been on my mind.
Yeah, and I know it was
since in Japan, I thought about it a lot, and then was in Vancouver in 10 days. Every single day I thought about it, and almost every single day when I was with Cameron, I was just shut down, and he'd be like, "What's wrong?" And I just couldn't say anything, and then he's like, "Are you stressed or whatever?" And I'm just like, "Yeah," and then I just start crying. I think I cried 7 out of 10 days when I was in Vancouver. I just felt so incompetent. I felt not really a failure, but I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. And it was a lot of little things that kind of just made me feel that way too. When I was there, things about school, work, whatever. But that's why I was just I had that in my mind for so long.
It is fair. When you started talking about it, I was like I was talking to my friend, and he was like, "Did you talk to Erica about this? Everything you're telling me?" I was like, "No, I can't." Because
yes, I can. Tell me.
No, because I was like, she said it so casually and so normal, and for me, it was a topic that I'm just not even thinking about it. If I start talking about this right now, it will be a depressive episode. And I was like, I can't do this to her right now. She literally came from the airport an hour ago, and I was just going on and on about it. And then he was like, just talk to Erica, what's the problem? And I was like, not right now. It's not the time. And then we wanted to record next day, so I was like, okay, I'll just dump it all next day. But it never happened. So
we just never talked about it.
Yeah, we literally for a whole week we were just like, okay, so how you doing? Which is a part of, I guess, dealing with things. I think for me, there are a couple of things in my life that I just don't think about or don't necessarily talk. Anxiety. I don't deal with it. It's just in the bucket somewhere there. When it happens, I'll deal with it then. Same with graduation right now or those plans. I'm just it's not March right now. I have time. I'll try and live everything else and do everything else I can before that period. But I'm really scared of when the time comes. I will just be like, okay, it's here.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What's going
on? So I think March will be a really stressful month. Just my prediction out there.
Oh my god, it will be. It'll be a very scary month.
Don't know yet. Just putting it out there.
Actually, I'm just thinking about it now. I think I know what triggered the whole stress and why I started crying. It's because when I was in Japan, I think that was New Year's Eve. I think the night I was crying, during that day, I was with my dad, the two of us, and then he just randomly brought it up. He was like, "Oh, what are your thoughts on graduation? How's your current internship? Do you think things will go well? You get a full time, whatever?" And that was what oh my god, it was so difficult. I had to like hold in my tears. I literally had to like turn the other way. I couldn't face him. I couldn't like say it to his face. And like I couldn't even look at my dad because he was just asking normally, like making conversation because we were just like there. But he didn't know like how stressed I was. And I was just like, I couldn't like say anything. I was like, I don't know, like when I go to Vancouver, we'll like see, I'll find out in March, we'll figure it out. And then I was like, I don't know yet. And then he's like, oh, okay, like whatever. And then like I just like stopped talking about it and just like kind of walked away a little bit because I couldn't, like if I was there for another like second, I would just like bawl, and I did not want him to see that. So I was just like holding my tears in so much. And then I think that's what kind of triggered me thinking about all this. I was like, oh shit, I just finished my vacation. I'm in Japan. I'm having fun, but I need to go back soon. I need to start thinking about all these things soon. So that's when like reality kind of hit. And then ever since then, I've just been thinking about it like every single day. So in Malaysia, I was like completely like fucking around, like doing whatever. And then that's when reality hit. And I was like, oh, I'm going back. I have all these responsibilities. I have all these things to do and things to figure out.
I think I felt that way when you talked to me. Like that. Like, yeah. I know I came back and I know all of that, but like when you said it, I was like, okay, I have like 3.5 months to figure out what to do with my life. Yeah. So that happened for me at that time. You had it with your dad, I had it with you.
So we both had it with my dad, technically.
I had it with your dad through you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's hard, man.
It's very hard.
And like sometimes when people ask me, I want to cry. Sometimes I kind of taught myself. I think it used to be a lot when people ask me. I was like, please don't. But now I try to have a conversation about it. I try to be realistic about it and communicate my thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's not the easiest.
But you know what you were saying about like we have all these roles and all these like things we want to do. Mm-hmm. For example, like I want to be this like girl boss, corporate like queen working in a big city in an apartment. I want to be that, but I also want to be like in Europe, living like a really relaxed life, making coffee and working in a coffee shop every day and just like being super chill and happy. But I also want to be like a wife and just like marry a rich guy and just live like a luxurious life somewhere. And then all these like little things that you want to do and want to be, and you see like people who are these roles, and you're like, oh, I want to be like her, but then you just want to be like her. And so then that also is like something that I constantly think about. Because I told everyone, like, oh, what if I just drop everything and just like move to Europe and live in like a small tiny house and just work in a coffee shop, and I feel like I'll be happy that way. But I'm like, no, let's not think about that. Let's not do that.
You can. I feel like if you'll be happy. I think I what I've been trying to work on, and I think I'll be working on this my whole life, is just understand your emotions more. Mm-hmm. And understand like yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all living and we're just learning more and more about ourselves. Mm-hmm. And like I know that sounds great. It's not for me. Yeah. I will not be happy. I know this. Mm-hmm. And like the whole like there are a couple of roles that I don't know how I feel in that, like being a mother. Like, I think I'll be really happy. But what if, like, not in the sense that I think about it? Yeah. Or, like, there are things of, like, oh, I want to move to Hawaii and just
live on the island, go to the beach every day.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be happy with that. Like, I have expectation of myself from me, and I need to achieve that in order to be happy. Mm-hmm. So...
I mean, that's why I'm taking a meaning in life course.
That's weird. Yeah. No, I have a dream. Didn't give up on it. Not planning to. And it's just the way I will achieve that. That's interesting to see.
Also, yeah. Same for me. Like, I still have it. I'm just like, how long is it gonna take me to get there? Will I ever get there? Do I still want it? Will I still want it?
All of those questions.
Yeah. Because sometimes I think, like, this dream that I have, maybe I just made it up so I feel better about myself. Do I actually want it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's also a thing. I think a lot of times. Yeah. Our dreams is just
made up.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is made up.
It is made up.
But like, is it based on something? Yeah. Do you think
Yeah. I'm saying, am I like saying that to myself, feel better that I have something to work towards too?
Yeah.
Because that's also what I learned in that course. It's like, as humans, we're constantly working towards something, and once we get it, we're like, oh fuck, what now? And then you just find another reason, you find another meaning in your life.
That's why I say enjoy right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, even though I'm so busy and there are so many of like, oh, I don't know what to do, or like I'm getting annoyed with the house or whatever it might be, I'm like, I'm gonna miss this.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm gonna miss this feeling, this vibes that we have right now. So I'm like, even though it's hard, even though I don't want to go out sometimes, I will try to enjoy it as much as I can.
If you could like so we're both like so stressed right now. If you could have one day just to like go back to whatever day or year or age that you were, just for a day, just to like live it again, where would you go back to?
That's a good question.
Because I know exactly what I would go back to.
Just go then, because I don't know.
I would go back to like probably grade 10 or like grade 8, somewhere there, when like all my friends are there. We're all in the same school, we're all in the same classes, we hang out together like in the lockers like every day after school and just like talk like random shit. We're like worried about assignments, but also it's just like so carefree, and just like I want to go back to that and like relive that for one day. I think I miss that a lot, like just being with all my friends, like have everyone in one place. And at that moment, that's all I knew and that's all I thought about. I never thought about like my future, you know, and like adulting and all that. I just do whatever is in front of me.
I don't know. You said that, and it kind of reminded me of, not remind me, but before I was thinking, there was one day when I was in 10th grade when I passed my IELTS. Like I did my IELTS, walked out, and I was so happy. So genuinely happy. And I did it, and I was like, okay, my life is set. Like I still had all those things to do and like all of that, but it was just like so exciting. And then me and my friends went to this festival, and like we had good food, and it was a lot of fun, and it felt like the world is my oyster, which it still is, but at that point it was so like I can apply wherever I want, I can do whatever I want. And because I've worked hard this whole time, I will get it. Maybe relive that one. Even though it was so stressful in the morning, IELTS and stuff, people who had IELTS probably won't understand me, but yeah, maybe that.
Do you remember where you were when you got the acceptance letter from Mac?
I think it was
or what you were doing, what time it was, because I remember exactly.
Oh no, I don't.
I was just in my bed like it was like 11 p.m. It was at night. It was late. I just got the email. I was like, oh my god, I did it, and I was so happy. I was like so happy. And then
I think for me, I was at school. I don't remember. I remember going to my dad.
I couldn't tell anyone because everyone was sleeping because it was like late at night. So I was like, oh my god, what now?
No, for me, I remember that I went to my dad because Mac, I think it was the first one I got or the second one I got.
It was the second for me.
Maybe second. Oh no, it was third. It was third. Yeah, I got UFT first, and then I got Mac, and I was like, whoa. This is the school that I really wanted to go, like out of all my options. I was like, whoa. And then I went to my dad, and he was like, okay, which one is this? Like, what does it mean? And I was like, this is the one that we wanted. And he was like, oh my god, that's so good. And then I kind of felt like, set. I remember sending applications to Mac.
Really?
I remember that one because I did it. I think like I submitted my thing New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Like literally a couple of hours before, because I remember sitting at that table, and I remember being like on my phone, and because I was applying through agency, and then the agent called me and she was like, "Oh, you like didn't do this." I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was just like on my phone, so stressed, like putting that submit button, and then I did that, and I remember it was New Year's, and we were like, "Yay!" So I remember that.
Okay, I don't remember when I applied, but I remember I did everything by myself. It was really easy though, and that's also one thing I was like I didn't consider like anywhere else because it was just like so straightforward to just apply to Ontario University. So I was like, this is so easy. I'm just gonna do this and
oh no, for me it wasn't easy. For me it was so hard. So, but just what it is. Yeah. I think it's time.
Yeah, it's time for a little session.
Yeah, even though this episode is really depressing.
I feel like it was such a roller coaster. We were like, oh, we did all this, good job. And then we're like, oh, but then we have to do this. It's like a roller coaster.
We'll see when I'll be editing, so it'll be funny.
Yeah.
But we wanted to try with each other stuff that we got from the vacation or back home.
Yeah.
I wanted to get 2 things, but apparently the second one was a whole thing, so I only got 1.
Mm-hmm.
But before we open this, I just want to show you this. Whoever's watching this on YouTube, please.
As you should. They're so cute.
Right? That's what I'm saying. They're like little emojis.
They look like ping pong balls.
They do.
Wait, is it candy?
Okay, yeah, this thing is not a candy. It's sour. It's I didn't know this. It's milk, just normal milk. I thought this is made of horse milk.
Horse milk?
I for real thought so.
Is it not?
It's not.
Your whole life is a lie.
Maybe it's just this one specific one. I don't know. This is just milk. Some type of like, what is we have this thing to make bread go up.
Oh, yeast.
Yeast kind of thing. Not yeast, but kind of.
Yeah.
And then salt.
Oh, interesting.
So it's sour. Try. I don't know how to explain.
I'm so curious.
You like it? Like I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, but also story about this thing is that
it's hard.
Yeah, you're supposed to like.
Oh, bite.
Like you can bite, or it's just like.
Oh, it smells good.
I don't like the smell.
Oh, it smells like something I know.
But this thing they used to when there was like war or something, they would like drop it as a ball, and then this is the way people in the camps survived, refugee or like whatever camps they're called, because it was food, and then they couldn't get any other food. You go try. It's sour, right? Is that the way to describe it? Oh my god, I haven't had one in so long.
I've never had anything like this before. Oh.
It's really sour.
Mm-hmm.
Like people back home don't like it, but
your mom can eat the whole
my
thing?
mom can eat the whole thing, which crazy is for me. I'm like, woman, what are you doing? My mom is just like her snack. She can eat this and just like have tea.
It tastes healthy.
I mean, it's milk, not really. You don't have to finish it.
Do you like it?
I can't have a lot though. I can have like 1 or 2. That's it.
Yeah, I definitely cannot do this. But I can see why it would be good. But it's like good to just like snack on.
I'm very curious how people in the house are gonna react because I got a lot.
You got a lot?
I got a lot as a gift for like people, whatever. But this is not like Kazakh taco that everyone likes.
It does smell like something very, very familiar. I don't like this.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like the smell. No. Oh, this is called kurt.
Kurt?
Kurt.
Kurt. Kurt.
Okay, you go. Yours are good.
Yeah, I packed like a few of Japanese snacks into a little goodie bag for a few of my friends, so they can try different ones. But you've already tried 2 of these. Which is
the small one, right?
You tried the matcha chocolate and the white chocolate
so
biscuit.
Good.
That biscuit is like my crack. Like I love
it's so good.
I love it. Like if you see like the proper boxes for these ones, they're so pretty. You can try the corn chocolate.
I'm so curious.
Since
Oh.
I think you like this.
Probably. If it's corn and chocolate, what am I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Wait, this is so good. Wait, this is so good. I think I've had something like this before.
It's so yummy. This is a millefeuille.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. I got it's the airport.
Mm. No.
Oh.
Ah.
I thought it was raspberry. Is it not?
Mm. This is giving. We have a cake back home.
It's like wafer.
That's like wafer like this. Huh. Mm. This is so interesting.
They have so many snacks. It's actually crazy. They're different ones.
Mm-hmm. This is really interesting.
Okay.
My question is, how do they stay so thin? They have all of this.
And they don't actually eat it. It's the tourists. I don't think the local people eat these.
I'm sure they eat some of it. Hokkaido. So pretty. This one I can. Okay, out of everything I tried, I think my favorite is this.
The corn chocolate?
I did really like the green tea chocolate.
Milk chocolate?
Yeah.
You like the corn more than the biscuit?
Yeah.
Really? Biscuit's my favorite.
Biscuit is just like, it's really interesting the texture wise. But corn is just like,
oh my god, when my brother goes back, I really want to ask him to get this. I had, it's like this, the chocolate biscuit, but matcha. And that is like, that's even better. So that, I want to get again. And then I got like, I think I've done you before, like last time when I did like a transit in Japan, I got like matcha chocolate.
They were so good.
I don't know if I got the same one or like something similar, but I tried that. It was so freaking good, so I want to get that again. But this matcha version,
I've had this in Malaysia and I still think about it. I don't know why I never asked you to grab me some. It's almond in chocolate. Almond covered chocolate.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they were crack.
Really?
The chocolate was like crack. I swear to God.
Really?
It was in Langkawi.
That's very common.
So good.
Is it like a specific like brand?
I don't know. We just went to like chocolate factory and they were saying how Malaysian chocolate is the best one. We're like, oh, is it?
Look at it.
No, because we were saying like, no, our chocolate is better. But it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. This episode is really long.
Yeah. Let's everyone pray I find my wallet. I don't think I will, but
don't say that. You'll. I swear that it's in the couch. Our couch ate it.
I don't take it out though.
We'll see.
Anyways. Oh no, I asked her to find it. She said she can find it. Anyways. Thank you for listening.
Oh, the moral.
Oh, the moral that this whole episode is the moral. Yeah, so
honestly it is. Yeah. Just don't give up on your dreams.
Don't give up on your dreams, and just like when you're feeling down, just try and think of like what you've achieved so far and like why you're doing this, and you know.
Oh, yeah. That's a great
little
moral.
Things. Just think about the good things you've done.
Okay, well, happy what?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. No, I hope you guys have a good year. And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you then. Goodbye.